You're listening to the Cantina Cast, your home for thought-provoking Star Wars talk. Join Albert and Jonesy in breaking down the latest news, trailers, movies, and of course, your favorite characters from a galaxy far, far away.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Cantina Cast. My name is Albert Padilla, and thanks for dropping in on this spoiler-free review of Tempest Runner by Cavan Scott, produced by Nick Moratelli, the latest in now 3 audio dramas in the Disney era, the second by Scott himself, and the first set in the High Republic era. Now before I get into my thoughts and impressions on the story itself, I realize this may be the first audio drama for a lot of you, so trust me when I say they are a lot of fun. They're different from audiobooks in that there's nearly no narrative and all dialogue. Audio dramas are direct descendants of radio dramas from the 40s and 50s, where we have to rely on the spoken word of our players to help move the story forward, but still filled with music, sound effects, and of course, lots and lots of dramatic acting. And on that note, Tempest Runner has an incredible ensemble cast of voice actors starring Jessica Almasi as Lorna Dee, and Star Wars fan favorites such as January Lavoie, Jonathan Davis, and the ridiculous Mark Thompson, who voices so many more characters in this that he and others go uncredited for. And while most of the voice talent is top class, there are some lesser characters that I felt could have been better portrayed, but these depictions don't pull you out of the story by any means, and this is likely just a personal preference for me. Overall, I thought the cast plays their part very well, and if all audiobooks were like this, you'd bet I'd listen to a lot more of them. One final aspect on the technical side of things, the sound effects are a mix of familiar and new, all of which carry on Ben Burtt's legacy, which is important as it's a critical component of audio dramas to convey what we can't see or read. The soundtrack was also a mix of familiar tracks from the Star Wars saga and some of those used in audiobooks. Still, I didn't walk away from my headphones blown away by the overall soundtrack, but I didn't dislike it either. It was there and it did enough. If anything, I felt there may have been a missed opportunity here to leverage the powerful scores from Williams, Giacchino, and Kiner in weaving them into a much more dramatic effect, especially during some of the heavy, pulse-pounding and emotional moments that we find ourselves in. Let me begin the story by saying that Cavan Scott is truly in a rhythm right now, and everything he touches feels like a succession of dream projects for him. You can feel the vibrant pulse and spirit of Star Wars here, and above all else, this remains mission critical for me and so many other fans anytime that we're introduced to new content. The characters, the ships, aliens, settings, conflict, comedy, and the lexicon are all exclusively Star Wars in Tempest Runner, and in that perspective, Scott's streak continues here. It should be no surprise at this point that this story focuses on Lorna Dee and plays out, no pun intended, like a character study for a character who, until the release of this audio drama, wasn't even someone in my top 3 High Republic characters, but thanks to Scott, has since now catapulted into this list in just over 6 hours. The story weaves enough elements from the body of work in Wave 2 that came before it to feel like a legitimate next chapter in this saga of the galaxy, but with so many intriguing moments from Lorna Dee's past that leave you laughing, crying, and yes, pulling for her in ways you couldn't have expected. Scott does a masterclass job of presenting the current timeline and events post the Rising Storm and Out of the Shadows, while transitioning to flashbacks and character context pieces that continue to build and reinforce one another. Characters you expect from a Lorna Dee story are here and in rare form, but with a few surprise characters showing up and having an impact in Dee's development as well. Layers upon layers of character development continue to stack as the story progresses for an already complex figure. In the final moments of Tempest Runner, not only have you been dragged kicking and screaming into the psyche of Lorna Dee, you never want to leave. And in true Cavan Scott form, you're left listening in shock and awe, wondering how you've allowed him to continue to toy with your emotions while at the same time looking forward to and longing for the next dance. Tempest Runner is an important piece in this golden age of Star Wars storytelling and crucial for anyone, whether you're a casual follower of this era or you like your High Republic content the Rec-Punk way. Technically speaking, it's one of the best pieces of audio work we've heard dating back to the original Star Wars production in 1981, with the sound effects and music delivering an immersive experience. Couple that with the voice talents of some of the best in the industry portraying new and already established characters during the High Republic, and we have a fantastically fun, entertaining, and perpetually changing story for a character who you'll come to love, or love even more, which plays right into her hands. Tempest Runner sets a precedence for character-focused storytelling in many ways. It'll be interesting to see how well it's received and whether or not we get future character treatments. Collectively, we can only hope this turns out to be the case, but for now, we have an exciting and intriguing tale of a warrior, a tempest, and a lady known as Lorna D, a name no one will ever forget. That's going to do it for this spoiler-free review of Tempest Runner. We'd love to hear what you thought, so be sure to leave your comments down below and like and subscribe to the YouTube channel where each week you can partake in our live recordings of our podcast episodes. Be sure to check out our Patreon page where you can sign up to support the show and get in on exclusive perks and content as a member. Thanks to all our supporters, past, present, and future, for an amazing 10-year run, and may the Force be with you always.
You're still listening? Wow, that's amazing. Well, I'm here to give you the disclaimer. Normally we do a big, long, drawn-out disclaimer thing saying what's what and who's what and all that other stuff, but I think you guys kind of know that Lucasfilm and Disney have no affiliation with us at all, and we have none with them. We talk about Star Wars, which is their property, and all that other good, fun stuff, but I think you can tell which is our stuff and which is their stuff. If you can't, well, then send a lawyer to send an email to me, and I'll be glad to chat with them. Other than that, you know what's what, so that's your disclaimer.